Robin's late November photo trail. Very rough cut. Yes, outside our place at 22 Armitage Court, including the warning sign about our cat, where GPS systems were tested from the late 1980s, down at this spot, with the bit of garden sculpture given by June as Robin's birthday present this year. Oak tree that spread out from an acorn. A camper that was used to take Snoopy down to launch at the end of August for an attempt on the Atlantic. The battle damage, June said Robin did it, Robin said the wall did it, but the wall is okay. I did forget to point out something, because as a few of my friends know, I am an enthusiastic naturalist, and down here we have something that sprung up recently and is getting close to fruiting, and I think if you look it up, the Latin name is something like Phallus impudicus or Stinkhorn, or in some circles since Victorian times, dead man's dick. Anyhow, we come down to our front porch. Snoopy's robot boat, we've been doing work on it, but we know exactly what went wrong. It survived 2 months at sea, but Robin had failed to file a little flat on the steel shaft of the rudder, so the rudder came out. And yes, warning signs everywhere, including cameras, and you have to read the small print, what it says about water squirters. A lot of people would have seen this intro before on videos, but a lot of people wouldn't have seen my videos anyhow. Wouldn't they be lucky? Into our lounge, and what happens to be on the screen at the moment is from the tracker, showing my walk back from our friends in the village where June is at the moment. In fact, just there. And of course, the important background activity that's been going on in the last few months is getting ourselves prepared. This is Samantha working from home, to be able to clear this junk, and it's a complete mixture, including electronic stuff, much of it to do with robot boats, tools. In fact, that is one of the first things to be shifted, and then we might get to do other things in here as we used to do many years ago, like play games of snooker, table tennis, and of course what June likes is being able to have people here for dinner. You have to be careful where you walk because of water squirters, but they're only loaded with water. Now this will be a lightning tour of the garden, many of bits of which people have already seen, but I'll end on what has been the latest bit of work, which is the so-called workshop. So down the garden, yes, PIR, triggered lights, lovely bits of sculpture, all have a similar theme, it seems. Round back of the garden, lots of leaves that have got to be collected. Been waiting for a decent, oh yes, health and safety problems here, you have to be careful. Now here's the little 6x4 tool shed, I hope the automatic voice recognition can pick up that word correctly, and June and I put that up together. Here's the summer house that rapidly became Robin's laboratory. Most things are switched off for the moment, but we're ready to start putting things in the right drawers. Got to be careful what comes into Photoshop. I think that was missed. Now we're getting to the most recent, and therefore in many ways the most important bit. Here is the work where, I'm not sure we call this the two-door workshop, I suppose, or two-door shed. Door from our Indian friends in the village, one from Paul's parents in Chobham, and we had to put a slope on it because we've got a wild patch that has been encouraged here. We planted some stuff, and now the natural rainwater drainage will come into this spot, because I understand that's something like a climbing hydrangea, is it? I don't know. And so this is a little wild patch, but of course the important thing is Robin's workshop, plastic workshop. So there we go, cheap vice, worktop, sentimental value, Robin's dad's tools from the many years he worked in factories, ready to be made use of. Lots of space, and that multi-drawer plastic cabinet that is still, tool cabinet, which is still in the games room, will probably go there. Lots of space here for hanging tools, so they're highly visible. So rather than say, where did I put that, one can just look and say, oh yes, there's hammers, there's saws. There's enough of that talking, which I'm sure you'll be all glad to hear. Let's see if I can get out here without tripping up. Yes, we've been raiding woods for bits of mossy logs before stuff starts growing in front of them. Don't know when Robin's going to get a chance to work on his telescope. It's in the queue, but when it is up and running, it'll have a webcam on it, so rather than have to squint through the eyepiece here, one can look on our screen. Yes, that was done recently. Oh, watch out. Bit of tidying up needed here. Lots of other cameras and things to be tweaked, uncovered. Basically, a guy's work is never ended, and there are just not enough hours in the day. So let's go into that long photo trail, which was from about the middle of November 2022 until today, which is, I think, is it Wednesday? I don't know, watch doesn't say. The 30th of November 2022. So now into that long photo trail before I wrap up at the end. So it only remains to say, look after yourselves, stay safe and enjoy what days we have.